draw upon are different, and yeah, I think we're more confident, you know, as life goes on, you become more confident in your own skin sometimes, you know, so you also get new insecurities. One of the themes of too much information is looking back at the past and realizing that we're kind of the same, but we're also very different as people. You know, you move on, but you still have the same kind of ethos, unless something drastic changes. And when we started the band, you know, we wanted to write pop songs, and I still think we are. We might be writing weirder ones than we did before, or we might be trying different sounds out, but we still love melody, you know, we still want to make people you know, emotionally moved by the songs, so we want people to feel something when they listen to our music. So in that sense, we haven't changed, but the ways that we try and move people are different, the styles that we draw upon are different, and yeah, I think we're more confident, you know, as life goes on, you become more confident in your own skin sometimes, you know, so you also get new insecurities. But this is life, you're kind of always moving on a little bit, but dragging the past with you in some way. It certainly doesn't feel like, you know, a landmark. It just feels like more music to be made, but then when somebody says 10 years, a decade, it's this big, yeah, it's a big chunk of time, but to me it's all kind of arbitrary. It would be nice maybe next year to kind of say, hey, it's been 10 years, but not, you know, we still play songs from a certain tree, but it's still very much part of what we do. All the things that we used to do are still there somewhere. When we're playing live or when we're in the studio, we still like to rock out. We still like to write songs about real life, you know. So I suppose, yeah, there's a bit's changed, but not so much that you can't recognise the essence of our music. Well, I thought it was funny, you know, because people say it in text messages and on the internet, people go, too much information when somebody's saying something that maybe is too personal and oversharing. And I'm the kind of person who doesn't like to do that online, but perhaps in the songs, in the text of the songs, there are very personal things, and some people who would maybe not like our band would say, nah, it's too personal. You know, I like cool music where you don't have to get involved with that. Whereas other people who like it, maybe that's their kind of music, and it's not too much information. So it's kind of a joke on people who would accuse us of being like too emotional or whatever. It's true, that's the kind of band that we are. You know, as a singer, I wear my heart on my sleeve. It's all out in the open, and the songs are about kind of truth and trying to find truth and beauty in the everyday life. And to do that, I think you've got to give a little bit of yourself to the listener. But also, we live in the age of too much information, of endless websites. Where do you stop reading? You could read for the rest of your life. You could stay in front of a computer, and that's pretty weird. So it was kind of a nod to the time that we're in, and you know, we're the same. We are on YouTube watching Scott Walker 1 minute, then Ice Cube the next, or you know, in our music as well, we don't like to sit still. There's a lot of musical information on the new record. You've got songs like Brain Cells, which is like a kind of post-rave song. You've got Leave This Island, which is like a kind of moody synth pop thing. You've got Her Name Was Audrey, which is a punk song. You've got Lydia, The Ink Will Never Dry, which is kind of like a go-betweensy kind of song. You know, we like so many different things that there is too much musical information for some people who would maybe just want to listen to something that just has the same groove all the way through. So loads of different reasons why we call it too much information. stopped us going further in the past is the idea of being a pop band, and also the idea of being yourself and thinking, you know, okay, nobody does what we do, so let's do it really well. That's us, and nobody will sound like us because we feel, you know, that we have that kind of unique quality. But having said that, there comes a point where you think, hang on, if we do something that doesn't really have many guitars on, a song like that, it's still going to sound like us because it's still me singing. Or even if I'm singing in a very soft voice, which I'm on a lot of the songs on the new record, it still feels like us somehow. And I think that's where it's definitely more experimental. We've experimented with many different sounds, and even Duncan, our guitar player, he wrote Brain Cells on a synthesizer. So it's just trying new things each time to try and move the band on, because evolution is a very strong part of the band. We feel like with each of our records we've moved on a little bit each time, but this one is probably the biggest leap into a new kind of territory for us. Well, this is the funny, that song is about some, you know, it says, I don't know where we're going, but you know where we're going, and that's fine with me. And it's a bit like that in our band. I mean, that song's kind of more about a relationship, but obviously in the band we have a relationship between the five of us, and sometimes you don't really know what you're doing, you just making music and you're not thinking too much about it, whereas somebody else might be thinking about it, and you drag each other through and you pull each other along and get to a new place eventually. So, you know, I might have an idea of where we're going. Like, I think we might go even further and do even more different things, but then somebody else might not think that and might want to go in a different way, and then we get pulled in a totally different direction that none of us would have thought of in the first place. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully just evolving, being creative, just following our own path. Because I think you see some bands and you think they're just doing this for money, or they're just doing this for fashion, or they're trying to fit in, or they're doing it to please other people. You know, I want people who like our band to love all of our records, but to be realistic, if you are following your own path, then they're not gonna like one, they might like another. You just can't tell what's gonna happen, so you have to just stick to your beliefs. And that's kind of how we got noticed in the first place, by being the only band in Newcastle that did what we did. Then it was like, oh well, maybe we're the only band in England doing it just quite like ourselves. And then all of a sudden you're signed and people believe in you and see you, and they make up their own minds. But I suppose the easy answer is I don't know.
Okay.
Energetic. There's a lot of energy. Always melodic. So you want people to kind of sing along, almost to be carried away. And another one. I'm trying not to brag, you know, I'm trying not to say amazing or something like that. That's what I want it to be. I don't know whether it is. Dynamic. And Veronica Falls is really, really awesome. I'm quite annoyed that they're not playing on the same day, so because I really like them.
So you're not staying tomorrow?
No, we've got to go to Germany. See, we've got 2 more festivals in Germany, so we're flying to England to get a bus to Germany, which is, we should just fly to Germany, but I didn't book the flights. But yeah, it's a shame. I'd like to check these guys out. I don't think I've seen them live, so would have been nice, but duty calls. Got to spread the word about Maxïmo Park, you know. But yeah, Veronica Falls, I really love.